Learning Arduino, episode 31, PIR sensors. So I've got a Arduino Uno here and just a regular PIR sensor. Now these can be found very inexpensively. This module I think was like $2 and shipping included. I got this particular one off eBay. You can find them on Amazon, Geek, DX, all over online. I'm not sure if there's actually a model number on here or not, but they're all pretty much the same. They're all made in China, so I don't think if there's a model number it matters. Now to hook it up is real easy. On the one I have, it actually didn't say on there. So if you look here from the back, you've got your VCC in, then you've got your out, which is your trigger, and then you got your ground. And that's how you hook it up, because mine does not say. I had to look up the data sheet on it. And I don't think it actually has numbers on it itself. I'll look. I still got the details saved on eBay where I ordered it. So I'll make sure on the web page I'll put the model number for it and a link to them. What I have it set up for, I just got it set. I'm using it on an interrupt, because when these turn on, they stay on for a certain amount of time, and that's what these two dials are for. These are potentiometers. I've got them both turned down to the minimum. One of them, I can't remember offhand which one's which. You just play with them, you'll figure it out real quick. One of them is how long it stays on when it's triggered, and the other one is how long before it will trigger again. For setting them up with an Arduino, I recommend turning them down all the way, and it's about 15-20 seconds that it's triggered, and then I think it's about the same 15-20 seconds before it'll trigger again. And I'm using it on interrupt, so it's scanning when that pin goes high or it's going up. It triggers it. You see there, it triggers it. But you go again, it takes the 15-20 seconds before it'll trigger it again and turn it off. Actually, rising, that's the term I was thinking of, not going high. When it's rising, that's the interrupter we're using. There we go, now we can turn it off. And I set it up that way because if you're going to use a PIR sensor, you're probably not going to want to be monitoring it in the sketch, because when it does come on, it does stay on for that 15, 20, 30 seconds, however long. So if you use an interrupt, you can have all your code there, you know, when it's rising, it triggers it, does whatever, and then go back to your sketch. And we'll take a look at the sketch I have set up here in just a moment real quick. It's real simple. And if you just first get one of these PIR sensors, it'll give you something to hook it up and play with it a little. The most common uses for these are going to be like motion detecting lights, and with those you don't even have to hook it up to an Arduino. I actually did a project a while back on how to do that. You can use these though with the Arduino for like triggering a camera, a trail cam or something. You can use them for a security alarm, whatever. It's just detecting infrared, the heat and movement, and that's what turns it off and on. All right, yeah, with that, I mean, these are real easy to hook up, so there's not a whole lot to go into in this tutorial, but I thought I would do one to show you the PIR sensor, especially because it doesn't, you have to look the data sheet up. If, in most of these, I don't believe have the pinouts labeled, so yeah, once again, this one is VCC, the middle one is your output, and then the other side there, that is your ground. So, all right, with that, we'll go over to the computer, and I'll just run through that sketch super quick. It's just in case you want to try this out. I'll show you how it's set up, and you can find it if you want to copy it and paste it in your Arduino IDE. You can find it on the website, so just look in the description below, and you'll find a link there to this project's webpage. So, all right, well, let's go over to the computer and take a quick look at the sketch for this then. All right, I got the Arduino IDE opened up here, and this is the entire sketch. I'm going to go through this super quick because in previous episodes we've covered pretty much everything in here. I'm just going to go through it super quick in case you want to try this yourself and so you understand how it works. You should anyway if you've been following my series of tutorials, we have covered all of this before. So what we're doing is we're defining the LED, and that's what we're turning off and on. You, if you're building this for like a camera trigger or security system, you know, just use that pin or choose another one to trigger or do whatever you're going to do with this. Then I have an integer here, state, and this is just to keep track of if the LED is off and on, so we know to either turn it off or on when it's triggered again. Then we got our pin modes, and then we're attaching our interrupt. I'm using interrupt 0, and that's on pin 2, I do believe, digital pin 2. Where's 1? Let me look here. Yep, I'm right, digital pin 2. And we're just detecting if it's rising. And you could do as it's going, it's falling, but the PIR would have been activated. And maybe you might want to try something like that. If you want it to be activated and like trigger a camera after like 15-20 seconds, whatever the delay is on your PIR, maybe you want to do falling. So play with it and have some fun. The void loop, we actually have absolutely nothing in there. And that's why we're using the interrupt. That way you could run your void loop for your sketch and not have to be checking this and slowing it down. So, and then we got our void for the PIR, and that's when, you know, that's our interrupt, and we're just turning the LED high and then setting state to 2, and then it's checking, doing an else if, and seeing, you know, that means the LED was on. If the state equals 2, then it turns it off, and that's it. Like I said, just a super quick run through. It should make sense to you. If you're watching this and it don't make any sense, that's probably because you haven't watched any of the other previous tutorials, or you're a very, very new beginner to Arduino and you're trying to take shortcuts. Go back, watch some of the other episodes, then this will all make sense to you. So, all right, with that, I would like to thank you for joining us here at the Z-Hut. Give me a thumbs up if you found this information useful. Appreciate it big time. So with that, I'll say have a great day, and remember, have fun building.